All right, let's get started. It's already 11:02. Dhana, are you all set?
Hey, hi,
Good
Deepthi.
morning.
Let me just.
All right, I can't see you yet.
Yes.
Here you are with your beautiful smile. Thank you so much. Hi. All
Hi.
right. Good morning, everyone. We have Dhana here, who's the speaker for today's webinar. And as you can see, Dhana is all set with her beautiful smile. But before she give a quick introduction. So Dhana has over 21 years of experience, and she's a digital transformation enthusiastic and passionate. She's mentored and coached 800 plus participants, and she's leading an intelligent process automation delivery center. And I mean, I will let Dhana speak and talk about this more. But before I hand over mic to her, I would like to talk on the key takeaways from this session. We get to know about key requisites to implement automation, what is the significance of project management role here, and how PMP and Agile framework influences automation, what are the use cases and metrics that we need to take. That who's on it along with us for today's session. Thank you, Dana. Thank you so much for taking out time, and over to you.
Thanks, Deepthi. Lovely introduction on a Sunday morning, meeting everyone. It's so energetic and vibrant. So, with this one disclaimer, right? I said if you see the introduction, it's like coaching, and I will never claim myself as a coaching. Maybe I'll be doing a knowledge sharing session today. I share my knowledge. It might be a learning in two ways. Maybe I will be learning also from you in the next 1 hour session. Feel free to stop me if I'm just going little bit fast or even little bit slow also, right? The time is very precious. With this, yeah, can we wait for some more time, Deepthi, or can we go ahead?
Uh, we can get started. So,
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So let me start sharing my screen.
I want to wait for a few minutes.
Maybe just we can maybe have some warm up session till others join. Let me just share my screen meanwhile. I want someone to help me confirming whether you are able to see my screen. Yeah. Can someone confirm
See
me
your
you're
screen,
able to?
Dana.
Perfect.
We can see your screen. All right.
Great.
Before you start, I actually want to share a beautiful story with everyone about how I met Dhana and how she agreed for this webinar. As people are joining in, why don't we like share that story? So we were there at Chennai conference, PMI South Asia conference, and we both met in the washroom. And then we spoke about each other, what you do, where you from, and then she said, "Oh, I'm a coach. I do mentor a lot of people." And then I was like, "Okay, Dana, why why don't you take up one session for North India chapter as well?" And that's how we met. And the story continued, and we stayed in touch. And here Dhana is taking one of our sessions. So thank you so much, Dhana. It's good
I
that we met there.
That's right. Yeah, it's not a very usual connect that we had, and then I think Deepthi would have never had such a speaker inviting here with such an introduction. It's something absolutely abnormal, but then I think that maybe indicates that doesn't mean how or doesn't matter how you meet somebody, whether you
Exactly.
know them or not, whether they need a validation or a verification by others. It's just that the vibe and the trust. I think, of course, yes, a background of where the profile is coming up. I think it's all spontaneous that has happened with few minutes. Uh,
Exactly. And that's the reason I shared the story that sometimes things are very, very spontaneous and you never know your vibes match and you bump into the right person, maybe not at the right place, but yes, sometimes you bump into the right person. Yes.
Yeah, I think
That
thanks for sharing that story. I think that's awesome. Thanks for. I think I never feel. I think that has happened today. I think it's happened on September 2nd and 3rd. The conference was, and we
Mhm.
are meeting in exact 2 months. We made it.
Exactly.
And
All right.
absolutely, without you, I think it is not possible. So thanks for that. Yeah. Okay, without no further delay, I think we are 7 minutes past. Uh, Before just we go to the session, I know it's Sunday morning. It's a weekend mode. Just one day to go for the work tomorrow. How you guys feel about it? Maybe you can use your emojis that you have in the bottom taskbar. You can use it and show me what kind of feel that right now you are happy, sad, confused, boring. Maybe you can use your emoji. Okay, she loves. Okay, how about others? Okay, great.
And we want to make this session very, very interactive. When I was chatting with Dhana, she said that she likes a two-way conversation.
Yeah,
So let's make it interactive. And in case
yes,
anyone wants to speak, we can unmute you as well. Pulkit is
absolutely.
excited. Vijay
Yeah.
Sankar is also looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I know it's like I hate the monologue, right? I don't want to bore you guys. So please talk. If you want, please messages here. We will unmute. Okay, perfect. Sanjeev Bansal. Okay, great, great. Okay, with uh, what I'm thinking of is like I set up some Menti. If you can see my screen, let me just stop sharing again and share my entire screen. Uh, you need to confirm me mm, whether you were able to see my Menti also, Mentimeter that I'm talking about. Are you able to see this?
No, we
Menti.com.
can still see the presentation.
Okay, one second. I think I may have to share again. Okay. How about now?
Yeah, we can see the
Perfect.
Menti code.
Okay, can you please make a note of this number? 6490512. So please go to mentimeter.com, maybe in your mobile or your laptop from wherever you are connected from TAG. Could you please log into menti.com? Just one or two questions to understand the background of the participants here, right?
Yeah, you can also scan this QR code.
Yes, yes, either way is fine. And if moment you log in, the top first line, it will be you have this number. It will ask you the code. Can you just confirm or acknowledge if you are able to go? No questions coming up. Yes, yes, I'm yet to go there and you know. So let me just go. You should be able to see now.
Can you see the question now, Pulkit? Can you confirm?
It's like to know about your background, your role basically.
Yep. Good to know.
Perfect. Oh, that's nice to hear the voice.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can unmute yourself and talk also.
yes, yeah. Project management, program management. Okay. Non-IT, fantastic. We have someone from non-IT. Others. I'm a little curious on the others. Okay. Yeah, I'm not able to define all the roles. That is why I just park it as others. Okay, three from program and project, one from non-IT, none from delivery. Okay, you all actually doing delivery too. Okay, okay, we have ones from delivery. Perfect. Okay, that's nice. So it's almost we. I hope we have 15. DP, you and me, including 15 participants. Or it is
22 right now.
Okay. So, okay, we'll just wait for one more minute, interest of time, because it's running 11:10. Okay. Can someone help me out? Others who are, I think we see two people from others. Maybe you can unmute yourself and can you help us to know the background from where you're coming up?
Ma'am, I'm from the health background, doctor.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dr. Razakur joins every month and
Ah,
he's a regular attendant. Yes.
Awesome.
And Dr. Razakur, you, if I'm not mistaken, you join us from Chandigarh, right?
Right now, ma'am, I'm based at Delhi. I was at Chandigarh for 4 months. Now I'm back to Delhi.
All right, good to know that.
Okay. Generally, I just try to remember. I don't know how to see this. Is there an option that I can see the speakers' names too? I don't know.
No,
That's
so you
fine.
need to
That's
stop
okay.
sharing. Yeah.
Okay. How
So
about
Kuntal
we have
is from
somebody from
PM Telecom. Is from
okay,
telecom industry and he's PM.
telecom. That's great. Thanks for joining us. So we have solid project and program, and then we have somebody from non-IT. Would you like to speak up non-IT exactly what kind of role or work that you are into, the nature of work? Okay, that's fine. Absolutely, that is okay. So we will go to the next. Let me see if I can go to the next. I don't have much. Okay, so this is the next. What do you know about automation? It's a one word, so you can just type whatever you know. Can someone confirm me if you're able to see this slide in your Menti?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we
Perfect.
can see.
Perfect. Just type just what you just think that whatever that comes to your head now, right? Doesn't mean it should be very right.
I
Easing.
think you need to refresh.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, easing up human efforts, process efficiency. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about others? I encourage
There
everyone
are
to
a few
try.
people who have started typing in chat also, Dhana. So
Ah,
Sanchit says reduce human efforts, action without human intervention.
okay. Let me go there. How do I see this?
And Dr. Razakur is saying any process which will decrease our manual efforts, enable things to be completed efficiently.
Okay.
Very elaborate.
Thanks for just echoing because I am not able to see the chat here. So sequencing events reduce human efforts, productivity, efficiency, process efficiency, standardization. Wonderful. Efficient work, programming. Okay, that's awesome. So let me just write with no further delay. Let me go there. Yeah, I'm able to see this now. From
Kundan is saying system to run automatically. And we have a PMP consultant from USA as well, Elliot, joining the chat, joining
okay.
the session.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Elliot,
joining us.
for listening in. Thanks a lot. Much appreciate your presence. System to run automatically, Kundan. That's nice. Any process which will decrease our manual effort, save time. Perfect. Action without human intervention. Yes. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think it's really like bang on. Most of the responses, nothing like no compromise. So let me just jump into the session. I'll try my best to minimize the text. We will talk more, right? As I said, I like to uh, talk more along with you. So these are the quick glimpse that I'm planning to or achieve for next 40 minutes. We will try whatever we can cover. If not always, we have time. So we can always touch base one-on-one if I'm not able to cover everything in detail, right? So this is something I asked you. You already answered. This is something I did. This is my plan B if my Menti is not working. So I have A and B options. So this is all you answered. So let me just jump into right intelligent process automation. I know. Hey Dana, you said service and hyper automation. What is this buzzword? Intelligent process automation, right? So the reason why I specifically chose this topic, insights on this is like too many buzzwords. Service automation, hyper automation, intelligent process automation, intelligent automation. And then now we have this Gen AI, Open Chat GPT, Open AI, Chat GPT. What else? Tomorrow something else will be coming. We have to wait. So what is this all about? Are we so how does PM as program managers or portfolio managers, how I'm fitting into this buzzing so much of jargons around me? Where do I fit in? So this whole session was to understand that what is this all about? Is it same? Are different? or it is something that I should get into a different planet to learn and come back here. Hey, what is it all about, right? Because if you go to LinkedIn, at least one post, at least out of 100 posters, you see something about all this today. So just that is the one of the reasons why I want to choose this session topic today for you people. And coming back to my background, right? I would just want to connect the dots. Uh, I was a PM. I was basically my mainframe application developer in my start of career, and then I got into different roles. And then I was a PM, application PM, a couple of years before. Then I said, okay, I want to learn infra, so I got into infra project manager, and then I started taking global programs. So I did application and also data center global programs. And then now I'm handling a BFSI portfolio for intelligent process automation. But by background, if you look at it, it's predominantly apps and infra. I was never been in automation. So exactly 7 years, I would say, I was doing an data center migration. I was in Europe. Uh, just I think the RPA was taking its limelight, I would say, in 2016 precisely, I would say. So my senior leadership said, "Hey, you know apps and infra. Why can't you create a COE, RPA COE for us?" Believe me, I'm a PMP certified, CSM, recently safe. Uh, nothing, no idea about RPA 7 years before, right? But maybe, of course, I've done a lot of programs and projects. That's the only label that I have, a validation I have in front of the leadership. But then nothing is impossible. Today, I'm able to handle a portfolio of an intelligent process automation is because of the 7 years before my PM, my program, program management experience, and my application and my infra, the route from where I came in, that helped me. That's a message that I will really share with all the participants here. It is nothing that we need to know what is RPA, we need to master everything. No, these are tools, these are enablers. We can master it the way that we want and where it needs to apply. That's the only crux that we need to know, right? And too many jargons around us. Let's not get. It's all like so fascinated by the words that people are expecting us to know about it. Not really. All that we need to know the definitions and what is the background and where it applies. More than that is sufficient. The more that you want to master everything, believe me, time is not enough. The next new tool will come tomorrow. So let's not aim for a big bang. Let's understand what is it, right? So intelligent process automation, the systems that think, right, that learn on its own, and then they do. Think, learn, and do. So the rest of the definitions are there already. So that's the uh, one three-letter word that can just, if you stitch together, that's IP for you. And how I make it think, how I make it learn, how I make it to do the work what I want. And that is a human intelligence coming into picture. So somebody says a zero touch model, no human intervention, jobs will be cut, Gen AI is a threat for the human jobs. Don't believe me. Don't believe that, the statements, right? It's that maybe we're going to see how it is going to create the efficiencies in certain use cases that I'm going to show how it has improved the efficiencies, both process and people's job, right? But then for making to think, for making it to learn and do, I need a human expert to push the data, to train the models, to give the knowledge. So I still need a human intelligence. It is still artificial. So it is artificial intelligence. Why we are calling it as is, it is not learning everything on its own. There is a human, there is a subject matter expert who's cleaning the data, right? So first, let's remove this myth. It's going to cut the jobs of human. No, not at all. You need to have the right person still to make it think, learn, and do. So we have seen what is IPA all about. So before we just get into servers and hyper automation, we just see what are the different other categories of automation these guys are talking about, right? So IT automation, any idea of what is IT automation? Maybe you can unmute yourself, or I have to switch to the chat. IT automation.
Anyone?
It's okay. Anyone want to type or talk about what is IT automation that you're thinking of?
Seems to be a quiet group. Anyone who would like to
That's
speak?
right. Looks like, yeah. I generally call out the people, but I don't want to do that. Okay, so let me flash it, right? It is a standard, a repetitive mundane task in more of an IT world. When I say IT world, say for example, you take your infra, right? You have a system, a laptop, a new employee comes in, onboarded, we give a laptop. As a IT help desk, they will have a standard set of operating systems. They have to load and package it. For every employee who's onboarded, they have to do this. This is a repetitive task, and it's a repetitive steps and the standard steps. So that's more of an IT automation. You tasks that are related to this IT background, you automate. Those are IT automation. Business process automation, right? Business process automation is like you take bank, retail, or insurance, or you take anything, any functionality, right? Functional domain that I'm talking about. You take insurance, a claim process. Today you go into LIC or Star Health Insurance or anywhere, Paramount, anywhere. There, you as a policy insurer, you claim a policy. You claim there is some injury or vehicle damage. You go and climate, there is a process behind the scene. What you are seeing is only a agent is talking to you with for the claim and payment formalities, but behind it there is a business process. That automating such tasks is called business process automation. RPA.
Has shared a reference saying like fast tag, and Sanchit is
Huh.
saying use of technology to perform IT related tasks and processes without human intervention with minimal manual effort.
Mm. Okay, I'm just checking whether, oh, I think, thanks, Sanjay. So, IT related task. Thanks. Like fast tag. Perfect. So, RP is something for now. I want you to just familiarize with this definitions high level, but it's not that this is a defined like PIMBOK. It's not a PIMBOK definition, right? Anywhere it is written something. It's all the experiences, what I know, and have just translated it to English like statements. So Dana said, so that is a fire. No, explore. But I just want you to give a background about different types of automation and the genres. So RP is predominantly mimic the human behavior, mimic the human what he does or what he or she or does. Industrial automation, I would say it can be anywhere. I won't say just manufacturing, civil, telecom. It can be even defense. It can be right. Maybe the definition just talk about manufacturing that I put in recently in May. When I say recently, yes, this year May, when I presented a similar session, but not exact this session, for Chennai chapter. That was an in-person connect. I happened to meet telecom, civil defense folks, uh, and then civil industry and manufacturing too. I really love to see such a mixed group of people, not just IT alone, where there is so much of manual efforts, manual labor efforts, right? But the amount of digitalizing that, it's exponentially high in those industries compared to IT. Because in IT, we have softwares already. You take program or project managers, they already deal with softwares. How do you eradicate the human intervention to the softwares and automate those? It's a different ballgame. But then in industrial automation, it is little bit design thinking is required because we need to understand where the major labor effort is going on. How do you convert a paperwork, a labor that is writing a paper, or now taking some instruments from here to another place? How you digitalize that, right? That is something. It's something different. It cannot be directly compared to an IT automation. Okay, this comes AI, our favorite buzzwords. Rule-based software with a little human introversion, right? So what you're seeing today, Gen AI, bad and all, it is with no human intervention. But then still you, that is a kind of a, I would say, a myth that all we have been set in the mind, right? It's no human intervention at all. So we are just keying some question to the open chat GPT, and it is giving me beautiful documents, wonderful question answers for me, right? So that's what the myth that we have. It is created now. Machine learning, that is the ML. It's a kind of an adaptive algorithm. It's more of an algorithm. Okay, what is an algorithm? End of the day, it is a Python and couple of other more languages which is written by very much a human like us. It's not writing on its own. Okay. Deep learning, multiple algorithms, because you need to even understand more better the history of the data where it comes in, right? What you want to train. If you look at my first introductions, system that can think, learn, and do. For the system to learn on its own, nothing but you pump a lot of data to it, and it learns with the data what you are giving, and it learns on its own, and it will give you a predictive report, future and forecast. For it to learn, again, you need to write multiple algorithms. Again, a human is required here. That's my point. So this is a glimpse of high level of categories that we are talking about. If you look at the last three, I just shaded with the navy blue. There is something that I want to just map it to the next coming slides. Any questions? Just let me pause for a second. Any questions? Packing
Any
plans,
questions or we're clear?
or maybe, yeah, a thumbs up will help me to acknowledge I'm with you and you are with me.
Clear at
Clear?
the moment.
Perfect. Thanks. Thanks for the acknowledgement. Okay, so let me just move on. This is our topic today, service automation. So service automation, maybe just one liner, one word, any idea? You can feel free to unmute yourself and speak. It's okay, absolutely, if it is not close to the expectation.
Anyone who would like to speak up about service
Any
automation?
idea?
Any idea?
Service automation, any idea?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
sure.
Hi. I can give a kind of a very an example which is kind of with our common life. Means, for example, if there is maintenance due uh, for a particular, we have an AMC, say, with a company for our machines, and then
Mm-hmm.
there is a
Mm.
maintenance due. So automatically there will be the system will give a signal there is a maintenance due for certain parts, and that will go
Mm.
to the vendor. That is okay. The maintenance due in
Mm.
these days, and they will come and service. So that can be a kind of a service automation that we can think of.
Mm. Perfect. Thanks. Thank you, sir. So I see doctor has said service done by uh, software, minimal human intervention. Digi Yatra in airport. Perfect. Service now tool. Okay. Apps like my gate. Perfect.
Yeah,
Reduce
it,
manual effort in any specific service. Wonderful. Someone,
yeah,
yes,
yeah. It is.
continue.
It could. It is actually basically the unified workflow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unified interface for workflow for all domain related things
Mm-hmm.
for the particular. I mean, all functionality to be available in one unified interface. The service automations.
Perfect. That's wonderful. Wonderful. So,
Thanks, Kundan.
yeah, I think I'm happy. We are just getting in the rhythm of interactive mode. I'm happy about it. Yeah. So, service automation, more than the theory and the slides pack that talk about, service automation is like look at your automation at an enterprise level, right? You are as an organization, it can be a client or a product or a service provider. As someone was saying, it's like it's not RPA focus on robotics automation focus on some XY people or a particular team doing a set of activities, a mundane task, a routine task every day or every week or a month. We automate that. It's basically mimicking the human behavior on the task and it is automated. Service automation is something, it's like at an enterprise level where I take a complete process workflow process 1 to process 10, if I have for a particular goal that I want to achieve, I look at the entire area where I have user interactions, human interactions, where I say invest my energy and efforts and my money a lot in such services. And I look at and connect the complete I put a blueprint of what are my services where I have interactions today, which involves my efforts, which involves my team efforts. And there might be human errors, that is quite natural. We all have to agree that not all the team, 10 team members in the team, it can be a quality department or a testing department or any department. There might not all 10 will be perfectly performing like one another. So there might be some quality issues or human errors. Maybe there will be lack of proper services. So as an organization at the enterprise level, when they want to take the automation at the enterprise level, not at each department level, that they sit together and put the blueprint. Hey, what are my processes and different services that I can put together in one blueprint and for automating wherever possible. Please note, it's wherever possible, not all. I am not here to preach you that everything to be automated and everything can be automated. No, because I, as a business person, is I am a sponsor for your program and project. You take any of your programs and project that you do today, any major programs and project. I have a project sponsor or a program sponsor. When I write my project charter, I write my sponsor name. I put my investment, what I'm getting it from my sponsor. And for any project implementations, the sponsor will look at what is my return of investment when I'm going to get my money back. It can be any investment, forget about automation. So I'm going to invest XY amount of on automation to develop the bots, develop the automation. I'm going to invest some licenses for it to work. When I'm going to get the, what is the payback period? When is the payback period, right? So we need to be wiseful as project managers and program managers or delivery or whatever the background that you people are in. It's a very simple business trade that I'm talking about here. Just keep your automation aside. What is my investment? Am I picking the right task, right process, right services to automate? And whether it is going to benefit my customers, end users, and to my organization. If you answer the questions, you get to create a business case. Nothing but in your PMBOK definition, it is of your project charter. In your project charter, you clearly articulate your triple constraint. What is your scope of your project or program? What is your schedule to achieve? And what is your high level ballpark estimation and cost? You write that in your charter and use the authoritative person to drive this program or charter, that is the PM. And you will write the stakeholders' names, the sponsor, the investors basically from the client side or the person who's sponsoring it from your organization, and the key people who has to give a go sign off your milestones. This project charter in PMBOK is nothing but in the RPA world or in the automation world, you call it as business case. Tomorrow after this session, or maybe after a few weeks, or maybe the next day, you want to go and speak to your leadership. Hey, I want to start the automation journey for our organization. Let me find out, let me give me some automation developers or experts. Let me identify the processes and services that I can automate for you. They said, okay, go ahead. After 1 week, you're going. The sponsor will ask the vice president or whoever, the director or senior directors, show me the business case. So there, our mentality or the mindset should not be like, not everything to be automated. What is important to the organization? Which if I automate, it will yield results to the business, which will get the buy-in from the stakeholders to scale up your scope. That's most important. So for service automation, if I go back to the topic, you take Uber, Ola, Netflix, Amazon. Look at, just step back, right? Rewind. Ola or Uber. Start from a user, as a user, I want to know where to go. So I have my information. So I can log into just the one single stop solution, just an app from the Play Store I install. Just one click, select, choose the route, book the ride, completely digitalized, right? No human intervention from Uber or Ola here. And then choose where I want to go. If I want, I can add 2 more, 3 or more stops. It is my wish without even checking what will be the charge and all. It is automatically getting calculated based upon the waiting time. And then you get the driver, go for a ride, drop, make the payment digitalized again, automatic. And you have a wallet also now. It's zero touch again. You don't even to even open Paytm or Google Pay or etc. etc. Even if you have the wallet loaded already, that automatically gets the money gets go to the Ola or Uber. This is one of the typical example of service automation. He has seen everything, say 15, 16 processes, and out of the 15, 16 processes, he was able to digitalize and make a zero touch with less human intervention. I use specifically calling out here less human intervention. I'm not saying no human intervention. Can anybody tell me why I'm saying it is no human intervention in this use case? Specifically for Uber. That's still a human intervention is there. I'm not saying it is zero human intervention.
Yeah, obviously, you have to add in your destination where you want to go, and you have to, I would say, log in into the app.
Right.
So it will detect your location automatically, but you have to ensure that your location is on and you put in the end destination.
That's right. And so there is a still you have to key in data. Artificial intelligence will not read your mind automatically and populate your routes. It is still you have a job. But the other point that I'm trying to say from the service side, I still need my driver to pick me up and drop me there. Of course, we are talking about driverless cars in USA and other abroads. We are not there yet. We are there. We are not fully there implemented, but still you need a driver, correct? You still need a driver to pick you up and all that. So, and sometimes when you're not able to pay digitalized, there is a human intervention to pay by cash. He gets so there is a personal still required. Why I'm picking this use cases? I'm not saying zero introversion, zero human introversion, and they have thought about, hey, what are all the areas where I can automate? I don't want to take a risk of going for driverless rides. I can automate, right? Uber and Ola can go to that extent of automating, like giving a form to just automatically, you take Rapido also, right? You just, your bike comes in and then you just pick you. It's not possible. So they have thoughtfully curated their processes where they want to automate, where they can yield a lot of benefits that will benefit the users like us and that benefits the organization like Uber and Ola. And then they digitalize the process. But still they have a human intervention. So as project managers and program managers, coming to our stories or the people, right? The the thing is that what we are talking about here is it's not like not everything to be automated. That should be the first mindset. Second, what are all the things that is important service to the customer that I deliver can be automated is that we have to decide and that create a business case, get the approval and the automation starts. So okay, I have seen some responses here. Okay, sorry, Manish, I'm not sharing the screen. I felt I will be boring. Let me know once you see my screen now.
We can see the screen.
Yeah. Now I take you back after the explanation. Delivery of service completely in automated way, where it involves user through interactions. But again, I gave a Uber and Ola, Netflix example, but you can map it to anywhere it is. Okay. It can be a service now. Somebody has given that example, beautiful example, service now. Redesign existing service model, right? So it's not like robotics automation. Somebody is performing some XY task and they just simply automate. No, you have to really think of. You have to, it may demand a redesign of your existing services. Okay, what I'm bringing here is I just put a snapshot. This is again simple, that it's just a Googled out. Maybe I thought it will be easily reach you if I put that visual presentation. Incident management, auto detection, auto improve, auto heal. I'll explain you a bit further for you. Look at this, right? Maybe I'll just zoom it if you want. I hope you're able to see it better.
Yeah, it's better now.
Yeah, so if you see, it's a service without no automation. You take this as with any examples that you can correlate in your organization, right? Somebody, a requester, a customer requesting for information, and that other person in the client organization or a service provider send the data. Then he sign a code. Then there's a confirmation coming up. Then there is an information going again, and then they use a service. Once they use a service, they send the invoice and they pay the invoice. Then they do an evaluation whether the invoice is paid or not, and then they give some feedbacks. I'm not talking about any specific industry here. Just a flow, a diagram that talks about two different individuals or two different groups or organization communicate a lot. It can be a call, it can be an email, or it can be a fax, or it can be anything. A lot of communications, and it is direct here, right? It can be even whatever the medium is, but it is direct. There can be a delay. There can be communication prone to errors. Maybe that might be delay so that there is a waiting time, and they may ask something again. It might be a go for a rework. So much of time getting wasted here. Okay, now I look for service automation. How it looks like here, right? If you look at this, same picture, I'm bringing the service automation portal. There is somebody has already written, right? So here I have a portal. Even in your organization, wherever you are working, you will have different portals for, say, for example, as a new employee, once you onboarded to the organization, once you get your credentials to log into your company or network, they will ask you to raise a ticket. It's a self-service portal, right? So where you are not even talking to the help desk directly. Before pandemic, that was a state, but pandemic, I would say it's a boon for many people and for the digital transformation technology in the last 2-3 years. It's evolved like anything, particularly healthcare. It's benefited like anything, the essence of real RPA, AI, and ML. So a lot of self-service portal came because you cannot speak to the humans directly during the pandemic. You cannot meet the people. So there are a lot of self-service portals came. What is that all about? That is nothing but service automation. So service automation is not just IT. It's not just RPA. It's beyond it. It's service level at an enterprise level, right? So if you look at in simple theory, where I have user and user interactions a lot, where I have a lot of transactions to execute a work, I bring a portals. This is one of the examples of service automation. Now, is it reduced my people? Yeah, really. Yes, I'm not denying it. I had 5 people here. Of course, here I do too. So you can ask me, hey, Dana, it's reducing the human jobs, but you said it is a myth. Yes, in this space, it is maybe reduced some FTEs, but then they would have been involved in other high productive tasks for their skill set, what it demands. Today, many of the project managers, portfolio managers, or you take any tech leads, doing the same mundane task in at least 5-10% every day, or a month or a year, right? Maybe we are not giving the right opportunities for them. We are not able to use their potentials properly. So, automation is not cutting the jobs, making people to get into the right productive task where human intelligence is needed, not the AI, right? Any questions before I move on?
Any questions, or anyone would like to share an example of how they've implemented automation in their respective organizations? I think it would be interesting to know, right, Tana?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Any example that they want to share in their respective organization? from their
Chatbot servicing customer queries. Yes. Yes, Lalit, you're right. Chatbots is one of the best service automation that we can think of. Even you take, I think chatbots is everywhere. You talk to Indigo or any booking the flights, or even I think Yatra is one of the things in airport. Yes, these are the good examples. So as project managers and right and PMs, what is my role here, right? Maybe I just want to quickly, in the interest of time, we have only 30 minutes. Let me flash the high level concept. I know this 1 hour is definitely not sufficient, but I just want to touch upon the hyper automation and then bring to the PM role. So hyper automation is like, look at the technology stack, right? Hyper automation is nothing like whatever so far you're seeing is a service automation, that is thinking my automating my services at an enterprise level, right? So then what is what hyper? Hyper automation is also same thing, but beyond my RPA, I bring my AI, ML, low code, conversational AI, chat GPT, what you call Gen AI. I bring two other flavors, too many other flavors. Enhanced RPA, I would say. That's nothing but IPA automation. It's more of, so this is the technology stack. Okay. So the one example that I would say is an example, I would say a thought processing, right? I have so many processes. It's so complex in my organization. Uh, and there are so many experts I have today in each of the domain. Without the experts, I cannot run the show, which means their experts have the knowledge of those processes. If the resource leaves the organization, we are gone. We can bring somebody, we can replace them, but it will not be like exact the person who has been into the system for years and years, who know the knowledge for years and years. So there is a knowledge gap, there is a skill gap. Today we are struggling that as project managers and portfolio managers, we struggle a lot when we lose experts in the domain or the technical. When we replace the new people from market, we struggle a lot because of the knowledge and skill gaps. So that is where this process mining tools, you can Google this out. I can maybe uh, just type it here. UiPath, Celonis. These are some process mining tools. Okay? So let's just Google out. What this helps us, it will discover your process, the data you key in, it will create you the graph how the process should be. Maybe the somebody, if you notice, as part of the KT, if you are part of the KT receiver side, you will be asking why this process has been doing like this. The person will say, I don't know. Over from whom I got the KT, they were used to do that. So I got that KT. If you go to that guy, he will say, hey, this is what my KT guy who gave me. So it is like somebody has told, they will be following the process like that. Maybe that should be a design thinking and thought processing to be done in redefine the processes. Maybe all the processes need not to be the work to be the same way how it is today. It can be even improvise. It can be, we can see the process gaps. But as a PM and portfolio managers, what can I do here? Yes, that is why you have to use this AI generated tools. Like these tools helps you to discover, rediscover your process. Maybe there will be people who are spending 10 hours on a 5, 6 processes. After you rediscover your process through the process mining tools, you may get, maybe you can do this 5 hours in 6, 7 processes for the same business process transaction. So once you read, mind your process, understand what is actually the right process for your organization, and then you orchestrate. What do you mean by orchestrate? You understand the manual efforts, how the process 1 to 10, how it should be performed, whether it is process 1 and 2 has to be executed first, then process 3 and 4 come next. This is an orchestration. That orchestration will be built by the low bottom technology stack. What is IDP? IDP is intelligent document processing. Example, you take uh, claims policy, right? Insurance. There will be some invoices will come, and it is like your doctor prescriptions. Nobody can sometimes even read it. Sometimes it's handwritten documents. There are so many claims comes on a day. There are a lot many handwritten documents that is comes in unstructured way, not a structured way. Your intelligent document processing tools, this IDP that I'm talking about, will help you make it structured, make it digitalized in a readable format, and make it as and upload it to your systems for further processing automatically. You don't need a human intervention. But your input is today is a handwritten unstructured. So that will it will you still need a human person to read that unstructured handwritten document. That is why this IDP document. So what is IDP? IDP is intelligent document processing. When I say use the word intelligent, it is a tool which is which has artificial intelligence. Okay, how does AI comes in? Somebody would have written some algorithms. So to read that unstructured document and make it a structured, make that handwritten document to a digitized form. So that is the IDP tool. It's conversational AI. You take any chatbots. That is a standing example of chat GPTs, right? Chatbots like you give some answer, you give some questions, it give answers. Then you trick it, you twisted the questions. It's more of conversational AI. It based upon the questions you took and you change, it immediately respond back. Low code API interaction. API. I'm talking about the last box. Low code is like less the code, so less the human intervention. So simple. There are Microsoft is bringing up so many tools. One of the examples, Power Platform. It's a low code platform where it's a drag and drop. Many automation tools today comes with drag and drop. Okay, what I mean by drag and drop? Gone are the days where you write thousands of lines of Java and .NET and mainframe. Now robotics tools are coming up. There are AI generative tools coming up, even for PMs and portfolio managements, where there are tools for scheduling, reporting. You have tools, all that you need to know which one to drag, which activity to drag the box, create a flow, and execute your work, whatever you want. And behind this drag and drop boxes, there will be a person, a developer would have done a low code integration. That's what I keep saying. Service automation, hyper automation, intelligent process automation, whatever it is nothing but it's an automation with the AI flavor, but then it looks like a zero touch model for us. But behind the scenes, still there is a human intelligence is still required. That's a key message. Any questions?
So one question, Dhana,
Yes, please.
is a question rather, or rather you can say, is a kind of further addition. It means this hyper automation is kind of a building cognition in the whole automation cycle. Means where you can get a lot of cognitive intelligence knowledge from the whole process, and also you can use that one to further improve your automation. Is it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Service automation, why I gave this buzzwords is it is interlinked. Actually, it is tightly coupled. Right? In hyper automation, also you will have services, you will automate. So you can bring a service automation, but hyper automation is like cognitive uh, intelligence that you are bringing up. That is where your recent Gen AI takes a key place. For example, you take HR systems, thousands of profiles comes, but you take LinkedIn in that matter. It will give you, if you when you go for a LinkedIn jobs, it will, from your profile, what are the keywords you have uploaded your profile already as part of your LinkedIn. But when you apply for a job in LinkedIn, it will tell you what are the keywords are missing in your profile and what are the skill set is matching to the JD of your profile. That's an intelligent automation there. It will scan your data. For you take HR recruiter process, they receive thousands of profiles. Definitely they cannot scan everything. There is a AI tool which they that helps the recruiters to scan the 1,000 plus to filter to 40 to 50 applications. So it's the more of a cognitive uh, automation is more we are talking about in case of, yeah, hyper automation. So it's not a buzzword. It's a combination of RPA, AI, ML. If you see that, that's hyper automation in one word. I hope this is clear. I want to
Yeah,
share.
it's clear. It's clear. One question is that this can you give an example of I know that is time is very limited, but there is a in case of industrial automation, Okay, can you how to give an example of this hyper automation? Means
Okay.
hyper automation in the industrial level. Suppose where the hundreds of machines are working, very complex machines are working. So in that areas, how can we, or in an assembly line or whatever, you can say.
Okay.
So is it possible?
Maybe you, why not? Of course, it's
Yeah,
not related only to IT.
yeah,
You
yeah.
take Coke, Pepsi and Coke, right? We are talking about in 2023. They are way back in, I'm talking about 2011. I visited, as part of my, of course, I was in US that time, so I visited their factory, completely transformed in digital. No human at all for a Coke factory in Atlanta. So it is an industrial, right? Industrial automation. So the codes that it is put a barcode, if you look at in the bottle, that's an automation, right? And the checking of the quality of the drinks, that's an automation. The the the, the bottle size, even the quality of the bottles, if there is any cracks, that checks. It's all like you have series of missions. I'm not saying there is no missions at all. I said there is no humans to check this, but there are series of missions. But the missions are being programmed to check this validation checks, how to pack it, how to check if there is any fault when it is packing, right? How to fill the bottles to the particular, there's a 500 ml or 1 liter. So it goes, it is redirecting based upon the bottle sizes. If it is a 1 liter bottle, you go to a different route. All these are uh, the industrial automation that we're talking about. Okay, how I bring my Gen AI and all that, it is behind the scene. These automations, how I develop, whether you write, you choose RPA, you choose artificial intelligence, that's as an automation expert, when we form a team, that we decide the design, and that becomes a hyper automation. Is it, is this answer your question?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Yes.
Yes. I know it is 1 more minute to go, but then the very important slide, mainly for project management community, right? If you want, you can take a snapshot of it. How automation and how my PMI, my PMP and agile, it helps. How it is influenced. I am a PMP certified. I am an agilist. How it influences. So whatever I'm talking about, it's a tools that I'm talking about. They are enablers. But for me to execute it, I definitely need a PM and a program manager. Without that, I cannot run. This is one part of your delivery. Automation is like maybe a tool to enhance your services to your customers. But to execute this delivery, I need a person. I straight away take to the next thing, right? You, any automation proposal that I personally work on, I will never compromise a program or a project lead, a scrum master, because some of my customers wants my automation. He wants it in sprints wise to deliver the bots. He want to see the bots. You don't want to wait for 3 months. You want to see how I'm developing the bots, how I'm developing the automation. You want to see that every once in 2 weeks or once in 3 weeks of sprint. So I definitely go for a scrum master. Look at my organization, right? I have a client organization and an automation team or a service provider. Look at my executive committee, is a sponsor and the delivery partner from the organization side. For example, we call it as Cognizant or Accenture or whatever organization that you're talking about. Project leadership, and I have an exclusive governance layer here where a program and project lead plays a critical role. And agilist, if I want to do this automation in an agile way, I need a scrum master. And the project team is nothing but instead of Java and .NET people, or maybe I have an industrial automation, maybe I have industry, I have the respective telecom engineers and things people, I have automation engineers here. Now, I just move back now to the slide. For me to enable the roles here, the person has to know the complete flow. So what is the methodology we are talking about? How my PMI and Agile come into play? Look at this boxes, right? I just, for your interest, maybe you can easily map it. I'm just putting the process groups here. Initiation planning, where I will identify my stakeholders. I'll put my stakeholders register. I will create my project charter. And I will also involve my procurement process here. I need to know for running this program and project, how many software licenses I need to buy, or how many manufacturing, if it is manufacturing industry, how many machines I have to buy, what is the cost, who are the vendors, who are the dealers, who are the license providers. That is a procurement process. And the triple constraints, schedule, scope, and cost. That's where you will explore it and plan your scope management, schedule management, and time and the cost budget, right? Now, this is if you look at, this is a discover process. Maybe I'll just go here one by one. You see, it's a discover value where you strategically align with your business. Hey, what is your aim? Where do you want to automate? Which department, which line of function you want to automate? You want to do with one department, want to see the ROI and then go for the enterprise level, or you want to do it big bang theory? Align strategically with your leadership. Understand the strategies and mission, and then go for the scoping. What I mean by scoping is understand where you can automate. Not everything can be automated. That everything automated can be yielding results. And then do an analysis on the process. What is there? Where you have picked up, which department you have picked up to automate. Analyze the prioritization. That's very important. Understand from the sponsors, investors, and the business stakeholders where they really want to see the automation. Prioritize. Analyze the process. And then look for an assessment. Bring your automation experts to analyze whether it is a fit candidate or not for automation. And post automation assessment design. Again, your automation architects help you the design. And then you create a roadmap. Hey, this is the business case for X, Y processes in your department. This is the business case. This much of money has to be invested, and this much of savings you will yield after 8 months of automation. So that is your discover value. All your planning, initiation planning process groups as a project manager portfolio, your knowledge will play a key role here into this. In Agile framework, it's nothing but your PI planning and safe. In Scrum way, I call it as a sprint planning that you use, sprint duration, the sprint planning, ceremony, sprint events, sprint reviews, all this you can use it here. The next phase is realize value. I create a roadmap, I automate, I do the sprints, execute develop the bots in development. That is where your execution process group comes in. Then the testing and you release, that's where your monitoring and control process group comes in. And then you close the project, but close is not just completely closing. It's a continuous evolvement of your process improvement and the bot improvement, and also you will scale up. That is where maintenance and governance come into picture. So now you see the boxes that I'm talking about. In Agile, you do a lot of retrospectives each and every sprint, and you do here also every sprint. This entire structure that I've shown you, everything can go for a sprint, every two, right? So with this, I know it's sharp 12. I think we passed. I have some more slides, but then these are the key things, right? I just want you to understand PM, a project manager, a portfolio manager, a program, or an agilist. It's absolutely needed for any delivery that you want. It can be application delivery, it can be any delivery. So there is no exception when it comes to automation. With this, I pause for questions.
So it's about time, but there's one question which has come up in chat, Dana. So
Yes.
from automation perspective, if you could clarify the difference between ML and deep learning.
Okay, perfect. So machine learning, I would say for one of the recent customer is a US insurance customer that I've worked. They get a lot of claims in the emails. Okay, lot of claims in the emails, different users, different policy insurance. There will be an email box, 2-3 email box where the agents will be appointed. They are completely non-technical, and for a day it will be 50 emails comes on for one email box and 30 emails in different mailbox. This agent has to read each on every email, read some attachments is there or not, read the body of the email, The body of the email, say for example, Deepthi is a policy insurer and Dana is a policy insurer and Atul is a policy insurer. Not all three will be writing the email in the same structure, the same subject and all that. We may write in a way that we want, depends upon what is the request that we have to a insurance company. I may even attach, maybe Deepthi will attach to prove her case, maybe she will attach some documents. In my case, maybe it's only an inquiry, I don't attach any documents. Atul may attach some images also. Maybe he, for example, he have a maybe a decline, maybe there was some damage to vehicle that he bought, maybe second hand it is damaged, so he want to claim that insurance, so he will take the snapshot of the image and he will attach that. Okay, as an agent who's non-technical, have to open each and every email, open the read the mails, and then look for what is the inquiry all about, understand the subject, then open the images if it is an image attachment, or if it is an invoice what it is, understand, and then pass the data manually and then give it to the respective departments for further processing. Machine learning. Machine learning is nothing but your Python. If you ask me in layman, it is nothing but your Python programming, but in a enriched way. The machine learning, what will help? It is understand the way that you write, you call it as models. It will, you write the models in Python and it will automatically open your mailbox, categorize the mails into different folders based upon the request. It will open the attachments automatically, read the body of the emails directly, and it will read the fields, extract the important information, right? So you train your mission there. So you create models. You will tell the mission that is what machine learning. It reads based upon the data that is coming up, right? So where you will classify, hey, these are number of fields you will get it, 50 fields. If you get the 60 or 70 field, you need to categorize like this, and you need to differentiate that emails to the respective folders. And if you get an image where a damaged vehicle coming, you check the pixels here in a particular position and crop it and save it in another file and give it to this department. That is what machine learning is. You write models, right? It's not just programming. That's a machine learning. Now comes to deep learning is, it's a similar ditto of machine learning. I just put a fancy word called deep learning, wherein I will give pump in lot of history data. Example, you take your Amazon or Flipkart, you choose some products, you are not buying. You're just go scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. You're viewing it for a second, just for a second. Then you're not interested. You're moving to the next product. Then you're moving on, moving on, moving on. You're just simply logged in out and you just close the mobile and you're coming. The next day, when you come, after 1 or 2 months, or even after a year, have you any time scrolled down when you're seeing a product? If you scroll down, it will say, this is what you were interested of. Do you want to see something similar products? And these are the things, people who have viewed these products, do you want to purchase? That is nothing but because of your deep learning predictive analysis. Nothing but. It's give you the history data. The more you are giving the history data. If you look at my first slide, make the system think, learn, and do. Here the learning is, what level of learning you are making the system to do is called machine learning and deep learning. With the interest of time, I'm just limiting the definitions. Now to really want to share more, Deepti,
Yeah,
because
I understand.
these are all my
But,
favorite topics, but
yeah,
the time is limiting. Yes.
no worries. Maybe we can schedule a follow-up session maybe some other month. But
Yeah.
I think everyone's enjoying the session and asking questions. And
I
yeah,
have one more point to share. Uh,
yeah, Swapnan, you have to be very,
yeah,
very quick. We have to be cognizant of time as well.
I know, I know. If you open the last slide that you have shared, right, regarding the project management and this one, right? Here, when you are doing this feasibility analysis and design, okay, so
Uh-huh.
these two areas,
Ah.
because in means I have my personal experience in my
Ah.
organization
Mm.
where we are having kind of a miss. I want to add another word here that is called security. because the security considerations in the automation field is very important, in the sense that is because customer has lots and lots of security concerns when we are actually automating something and we are accessing the internet, the client system, which is probably very secured from outside, and try to do something. So that's a kind of a huge security concern. So that all those
Spot
things
on.
has to be considered.
Spot on, Shobhan. I think that is fantastic point. Maybe it's eye opener for me to enhance my slide. Thanks for that. But coming with a lot of Chat GPT and Open AI, absolutely bang on. Security. Trust me, I have investors who do invest a lot of automation for me. But then when it comes to Gen AI, the very first question, hey, will I my data will go and sit in the cloud, public cloud? Will my data go and expose to my public? What is the guarantee? I will do a proof of concept. Let me see whether it is really working. There are a lot of security compliance and gatekeepings today. So that is what, to all the project managers, industrial people who are joining this call, or maybe who are having the myth, automation is not just easy joke. There are many gatekeeping. And investors are not fools. They think a lot. So if somebody says it is going to cut the human jobs, believe me, still there is a human intelligence required. And and one final last thing that I want to just finish off this call before I close it. There can be n number of trending technologies, emerging technologies. Well, as PMs and project managers, I always advise that keep on the toes, understand, don't aim for mastering it. Nothing can be mastered. If somebody's saying, they are bluffing, understand. I was a PM and a program manager 7 years before. If I'm able to do this, why can't anybody? It's just that we need to learn and be on the trend, nothing else. And we PMs and project managers are heart of any delivery. So if somebody says, hey, automation is going to cut the job, no, not at all. Human intelligence can never replace artificial intelligence.
Well, I must say that was a great closing note, Dana. Thank you so much for that. This summarizes everything, that it is not going to cut the job. Because these days there have been a lot of apprehensions regarding people losing jobs because of automation. And yeah, from everyone at North India chapter, we thank you for taking out time on a Sunday morning and then imparting all this knowledge to all of us. And not just North India chapter, the learners were there who themselves have spared time on a Sunday morning and are here to gain some knowledge. So I thank you on their behalf as well. And from North India chapter's behalf, we honor you with the bountiful tree at Trees of Delhi for Delhi, India, for taking out time and then imparting this knowledge to all of us. Again, thank you so much. I am sure everyone is enlightened. And as I was saying earlier, we might have to schedule another session, a follow-up session. So I'll be in touch. And yeah, we'll be taking feedback from all the learners. And in case they feel that we need to have like a follow-up session on this, they want to learn more about this, then definitely we'll get in touch with you. And we'll be happy to like rope you in for another session. So thank you so much for that.
Thanks again, Deepthi, for the opportunity. I know it's wonderful. I think it is wonderful participants. It's not the numbers that defines how many people attend. It's the quality of the session and absolutely interactive. I don't know how whether I missed out any names, but then it's really awesome for a person like me, completely from the south. I just gave another session in Chennai, but then this is something I'm really satisfied on a Sunday, yeah, that I was able to share a bit of my knowledge.
Right. Thank you so much. So our meeting in Chennai was very, very fruitful. So we brought you up from Chennai to North India.
Virtually.
And here you are, yes, from south to north, and here you are sharing your knowledge with us here in North India. And there are some participants from US too. So thank you so
Okay.
much for joining.
I think
And
we should plan in person. I love to come maybe in near future. We'll definitely plan in person. And please stay connected with me in LinkedIn. Maybe I can just put my name. It is Dana Mani. Of course, it is there in Deepti's post, I guess, in the,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll be sharing your LinkedIn account link on LinkedIn shortly, as in your LinkedIn profile. And
Yeah.
it's also tagged on our post. But yeah, anyone who wants to get in touch with her, you can connect with her on LinkedIn. And I'm sharing my screen, and we have our PDU claim ID for all of you. So you'll be able to claim one PDU from today's session. And the PDU code is C11846EDBW, and you'll be able to claim one PDU under Talent Triangle of Ways of Working. So thank you so much again for joining in, and we'll see you soon. You'll get to know information about our next webinar via LinkedIn only. And in case you have any feedback, anything that you want to like share about the sessions that we've been scheduling, you can drop me a note on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to take a note, and then we'll be scheduling the upcoming sessions accordingly. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and thank you again, Hannah, for taking out time. Yeah.
One point here is how to get the recording of this.
We'll be sharing the recording
Okay.
via YouTube, so it will be posted on our YouTube channel. So we share recordings of all the sessions via YouTube.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.